Hi everybody, it's Christina and thank you for joining me. So these are some of the pokey tools that I've been making, and I've been giving these away on a Friday with my Friday freebie on my blog, which is Flowers, Ribbons and Pearls. So today I wanted to show you how I created these, and these are some more that I've made. Now these are different to the glue stick pins that I've made. These are the glue stick pins and they are a lot smaller, or glue bottle pins I should say. They're a lot smaller than the pokey tools, but the idea is much the same. So let's start with the pokey tools. So the reason I started making these pokey tools was to use up some of the silver and gold stuff that I've got, and I've had these for years. I bought a lot of these online, and it's taken me many years to use them all, and these are some more. I've also got some pearls. Now the thing that I've been using are these meat skewers, and these I bought these from Amazon. So let's start making some of the pokey tools with these meat skewers. So the first thing we need to do is fill this gap. Now I've got some tools here that will squeeze these together, but before I do that I need to find a bead that will fit on this. So it's trial and error with your beads, I'm afraid, because sometimes the holes are big enough and sometimes they're not. So the first thing we need to do is bend this up so that we can get this bead on there. So once we've got that bent up, we can slot this bead onto the end. Now if that one won't fit, then you'll need to try another until you find one that will. And then once you've done that, you need to bend that back in. And then of course you will need to close that gap. There we go. And now once we've done that, we can bring that back in to the middle again. Now that will not come off. It's stuck there in place. We'll bend that a little bit further in. There we go. And that now closes that gap so that nothing can fall off the end of this. So for mine I have 2 gold, 2 silver, and I've had to mess about with the pearls to try and get the pearls on there. Now what you can do next is glue those in place with some glossy accents or your glue gun. So all I'm doing is putting a little bit on the end and sliding that bead over the glue, and I'll do that with all of them. So now, using a collection of fabric beads, glass beads and some porcelain ones, I'm going to dress these up with some silver. Now with the silver you need to make sure that this will go through, the hole will go through there. So what I've done with these is I've found another pearl that will sit on the top, and that again will get glued into place with some glossy accents, and then I can start adding in some bead caps. So I've added the pearl there, and now we'll start to build this up. So I'm adding some bead caps. I've found the ones that will fit. I'll add a bead cap to the bottom. Then we'll put we'll put another bead cap in the other way around. And then we'll put a crystal on there. So you can see now where we've got the 2 bead caps at opposite ways round. Now we'll put another bead cap in the bottom of there, and another bead cap the opposite way round, and then we'll put the other silver piece on, and then we'll put a bead cap at the bottom, another bead cap the other way around, another crystal, and then another bead cap. So there we have one very pretty pokey tool made. Now I'm going to glue all these in place with some glossy accents. So all I need to do is slide the beads down, put some glossy accents on the skewer and slide it up. You don't need a lot because this is very strong glue. But you will need to leave it on one side to make sure that the glue is properly dry. So make sure that they're all the right way around. That's it. And now we can leave that on one side to dry. So we'll finish off the rest. So on these I've used the shiny gold and I've added another one to the bottom. And for this one I've used the glitter ball gold and I've added that to the bottom. Now I've also got some of these diamantes, so we'll add some diamantes onto there. We'll continue with some glass beads, and like so. So we'll add another diamante there, another glass bead, and another circular one at the bottom of that, a little glitter ball at the bottom of that. So now we can finish off there, or we can carry on adding some more beads to it. Now I don't think I've got any more of these glass ones left, so I'll just have a look. So I've found another glass bead, so we'll pop another diamante onto there, and that won't fit, so we'll try another one. We'll pop the glass bead onto the bottom, and I think we'll finish off with the diamante, and that won't fit. So let's get some of these out. So that fits. Put another one of these on, and we'll finish off with the diamante at the bottom. There we go. So that's another pokey tool created. So now I need to do exactly the same with these. Slide the beads down, add some glossy accents, and push the beads up into the glue. And then leave that on one side to dry and work on the next one. And make sure they're all well pushed up, and then to make sure that they stay in place, I'm just going to add a little peg that will hold those down at the bottom, and we'll leave that on one side now to dry. So for this one we'll use the fabric beads. So we'll put a diamante on, we'll put a fabric bead on. Now these little things are called rondelles. So in the middle of that now we'll add another rondelle and one of the silver ones. And we'll make sure that they're the right way around. We'll put a rondelle onto the bottom of that just to finish that one off. We'll put another fabric bead on. We'll finish that with a rondelle. We'll put the silver filigree on the bottom, And again, we'll make sure they're the right way around, and again we'll slide them all down and we'll add the glossy accents in there just to make sure that they all stay in place. Now you can use any beads that you have that you want to get rid of. The skewers are really cheap and you get a lot in the pack, and I'll add a link to the bottom of where I got mine from. Now these have got little diamantes in the front of them, so we'll make sure that they're facing the front. Now at the bottom I'm going to use one of these, which is a little silver cup, and we'll make sure that we fill this with some glue. We'll push that up onto the bottom of the silver bead, and then I've found a little pearl that will fit on the bottom. We will add some glue there. We'll push the little pearl up. Again, I'll use a clip just to keep these in place. Make sure this is all the right way around, and we'll just add the little peg just to keep those pushed up, and we'll leave that on one side to dry. Now off camera I'm going to fill these in, and then I'll get back to you and show you how we do the tops. Now for this last one I'm just going to do it all in silver. So I've used 2 little silver balls at the top, and then I've put a larger rondelle in. I'm going to use these larger silver beads and space it with the rondelles in between. Now all this will be glued down with glossy accents, just the same as before, and that's the last one. Now at the bottom of this now we'll put in one of these spacer beads, and that will just hold all that into place. So now we can glue all this together, and that's a really glittery pokey tool. Now to make the other components for the pokey tools, I have an assortment of things. So I've got chains, I've got jump rings, and I've got head pins. Now these are ball pins, and when I can pick this up you can see the difference. One is just a flat pin, the other has a little ball on the end of it. You can also get different decorations that will dress that up even more. Now you will find tutorials on YouTube that will show you a deeper version of how to make this. So these little flowery pieces that you add onto your pins just stop your beads from sliding off the end, especially if the hole is bigger than this end. Now the difference between that one and this one is that this one is called an eye pin, and if you can see it has a loop on the end. It also stops your bead from sliding off, but it means you can attach a jump ring and another bead to the other end of this just to lengthen it. So from my pre-made dangles I've chosen the ones that I want to add to my pokey tool, and that's this one with the gold and yellow on it. And now with the end of the skewer I'm just going to thread that on there, and then we need to close it up. Now you're not going to pull it this way, you're going to twist it side to side. Now you can add these direct to the loop at the top, to the actual pokey tool itself. That's entirely up to you. Or you can just carry on adding these to the chain. So once you've closed it back together again, that will stay on your loop at the top. So now with some jump rings we're going to add the rest of these to the chain. You don't want too many on it, and I think that's lovely. I think that's fine. So there's another pokey tool now ready to be sent out to one of my winners, and they can be saved for another day. So there we are, some beautiful pokey tools made with just enough length at the end to get into your dies to get your paper out. So they're all different colours and they're very easy to make. So to make them I've used just ordinary cheap meat skewers. I've used any beads or any silverware that I've got in my collections, and I've used glossy accents to glue them in place. So I hope you've enjoyed the video, and if you have, please join me on the next one. And why not subscribe to my channel, click the notification bell, then you'll always be aware when I add a new video. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.